Hey, come in. It's not much of a campfire. I haven't got the fire started yet. It's a little early in the day for that. So, fancy a story? My name's Galeas Seeker. I'm a troubadour and knight-errant of dawn. I have a few different stories I've been collecting. If you fancy one, please sit down. You'd like a drink? I know I need one. It's a warm day out here. But then, that's really what you expect for summer home. It's always warm around here, even in winter. Oh, this story. This is an old story. Goes back to when Dawn still had monarchs. So, shall we begin? This story is called For the Love of Simone. Before there was an empire, there was Dawn. In this time we had yet to lay claim to summer home, as glorious as it is, and the monarchy of Dawn still ruled, each new monarch chosen by a grand tournament of nobles. Now, if you're not Dawnish, you should understand that we don't do hierarchies. You have to earn your place, even if you're going to be monarch. Doesn't matter if you're the son, the daughter, or any other kind of relation to the previous monarch. You have to earn your place, just like any other noble. This was a time of glory, as it is in any time of Dawn, but the time in which the story is set has glory twisted, and tyranny rules, backed by the power of the Winter Realm. See, the king at this time, dubious circumstances. Let's just say there are a lot of winter heralds around, and I'll be all suspicious about exactly how he won that tournament. But this is all background. For this is a story of true love, and as such we focus our efforts solely on telling that story, and not the greater history of Dawn. Simone was a troubadour, a singer of stories, a teller of tales, a weaver of words. Were also in love. A noble of great repute had caught their eye and their art, and what was there to do but to follow heart's true devotion? But there was one problem. Simone was not yet noble, and must face more than one test before he could be with the one they loved. To this end, Simone went to the Earl of House Fayer, seeking a test of mettle to prove her worth. A test was given, but not an easy or a simple one. Simone's test was to put an end to tyranny, and in particular, the tyrant that sat upon Dawn's throne. In this, Simone despaired, for they were not no fighter, nor did they have skills to lend to the task. In truth, there was greater reason for their despair, but this they did not wish to reveal. Simone asked if there was any other test they might have, and the Earl said nay. Until the tyrant king was deposed, no other test would be given by her or any of her allies. And in truth, 5 other errants had received this test already and were making their own attempts within the week. Dismissed and dismayed, Simone left the Earl and started her journey to the tyrant's court. The tyrant was paranoid and wary of assassins, and knights charged with the power of winter magic guarded every entrance to the keep. With no skill for subterfuge or stealth, Simone had but one option, to be direct. He went up to the front gate of the keep, put on a bravest face, and announced himself as Simone the troubadour, seeking to play for the king. The guards drove Simone away, but they were not deterred. That night Simone played her lute outside the castle and sang song after song after song after song, until her fingers bore blisters and her throat was raw. The next day they went to the castle gate again and once more asked for admittance to the court. Again they were refused. For 3 more nights did Simone play outside the castle. For 3 more days did Simone petition at the gate. But there was no change till the final day, when instead of turning them away, the knights bid them enter. Divested of anything that could be considered a weapon, Simone was taken before the king, who looked down on the troubadour from his throne with skin as pale as ice and yellow, inhuman eyes. "Why," he asked, "why do you insist on playing outside my castle every night? Why do you continue to seek entrance to my court?" "For love, my lord. My love of thee has driven me to act and share my feelings, for while I am not yet ennobled, I do seek such so that I might ask for your hand." Those cold, yellow eyes continued to bear down on Simone, seeking a crack in her facade, some trace of falseness or deceit. But none he found. Love has brought the truth from Simone's lip, for it is Penni the White who they have set their eyes upon, the noble of great repute to whom their heart is devoted, and to whom they are commanded to end in order to become noble and seek love. "If you would like, my lord, I still have time before I must complete my test, and I would spend it with you. I can tell tales, sing songs. I would have you know my feelings for you are true." With gruff assent, the tyrant king allowed instruments returned, and Simone provided entertainment to the court, music during meetings, songs to fill the silence, tales to enrapture our love. This continued long into the night, until finally the king went to retire for the evening. For 3 more days and 3 more nights, Simone wove words and music together in that castle. Their performances gave life and vibrancy where before it seemed muted and dull. On the last night there was a disturbance outside the gates, and when word of it came to the king, he left the grand hall and retreated to his chambers, but not before inviting Simone to join him. Secure in his chambers, the king explained. Row girls were making attempts for his life. Their knights were at the gates fighting to get in, but here they were safe, and he would have Simone perform until the threat was over. And so he did. They played and sang and told tales beyond what they had done before, and when they ran out of tales to tell, they created new ones. Long into the night this continued, story after story after story, song after song after song, stories of witches and knights and beasts and dragons, stories of glory and majesty, stories of sorrow and heartbreak. As dawn neared, the pale light creeping through the barred windows, sounds of conflict grew ever closer, and Simone knew they must make a choice. "My lord, have you enjoyed my stories?" "I have." "Would you say my love is true?" "I would." "And do you love me in return?" "I do, Simone." With tears of joy running down her cheeks, Simone embraced Penni for the first time. "That is all I needed to know," he whispered, before her knife sank deep into his back. When the knights broke down the door, they found Simone weeping over Penni's corpse, soaked in blood, the task they had come to accomplish already done. Simone was hailed a hero, but they never felt like one. They had killed their own love to save them from being killed by another, a taint upon her nobility that could never wash away. Simone didn't return to House Fayer, though the Earl acknowledged the deed as done and let it be known that her newest noble had killed the tyrant king. There were few in Dawn that did not know that Simone of House Fayer had done this deed, and wherever they went, the memory of what they had done chased them. There are no records of what happened to Simone after that. There are rumours, though. Rumours that Simone, too, sought pacts of the realm of winter like Penni had. But if they did, we do not know the consequences of it. Perhaps the two of them have passed through the labyrinth and met again. Perhaps that is a story still to happen. There is no way to know. There is a time that will come when you are put to the test, as Simone was. The question is, what will you do when that time comes? How will your loyalties conflict? Which path will you take? I hope you have enjoyed my story. Perhaps you want to stay a while and hear another. Or perhaps you want to continue your journey. Either way, I bid you well. My name, again, is Galeas Seeker.